and I'm bitch, I'm a baddie, I do what I want, like, bitch, I'm a baddie, I do what I please. I'm a uptown nigga, I do it with ease. I'm gonna bang in the back of the keys. You thought I was motherfucking feeling you? Feeling you? Feeling you? You thought I was feeling you?
Enemy visual. Taking effective fire.
He's down, come finish.
We got a loadout drop here. Threats in the area.
Yeah, I need to get picked up.
Sorry, leave grandma alone. I'm sorry, baby. She said, I'm sorry, baby. Leave grandma alone, man. Tell her to get her life, get it together. All y'all need to get it together. Up there, y'all need to go ahead and get it together.
You like going to hunt people.
You functional boy out here, boy. Good goodness gracious, boy. Now niggas gossiping.
You'll live.
Moving. Marking enemy. You know I got that paper. I need mid-caliber rounds.
your honor.
Nah, I'm full. Right there, I think.
Breaking up more than I'm breaking her down, and she know what I'm on. She sucking, she swallowing.
We the only thing we got now, man. We the hottest thing moving. Big money gang, big bang, big bang. Rolling to the bank, nigga, what you fucking think? All this money coming, boy, I'm telling you who the Lord I thank. Now she fucking with a nigga, boy, I think that nigga
Nigga, when you see me, boy, you better fucking salute. Nigga, baby, cause she on her knees, she know she need me. She sippin' crazy, banging, know she fucking bleed. I'm fucking singing, nigga, boy, I'm in the city. Nigga, I'm in the cement, nigga, boy, them fuckers with me. You know they in there when you see your real nigga. The real nigga sending man to seal with him. Nigga, I'm real nigga, fuck around and still hit him. Still with him, boy, I'm still with him. I'm still putting money, man, I'm still with him. I'm still dripping, double law, I'm still zipping. And I'm still tipping. It hurts sometimes.
Saying
It hurts sometimes. It hurts sometimes. It hurts sometimes. Another masterpiece. But that money still been moving. Man, moving top into the suits. These scared nigga fucking goosey. Ain't no more fucking excuses. This jumping niggas wanna produce it. And them cops been cut loose. Even niggas won't produce it. And that boy now I can't lose it. That speed too fast might lose me. This bitch ass nigga I'm loose. Nigga squeezing up on her teeth. And that bitch is man I'm loose. Nigga eat man move not loose. Nigga call this shit nigga loose. Nigga smoking this dope I'm loose. Nigga hunt around town I'm moving. But it's not no goddamn movie. Man, I'm fucking, I'm doing, I'm fucking, I'm saying, I'm moving, I'm shooting this, I'm around top, busting, I'm blue, you play nigga, boy, nigga, gotta go through it. Get him in his head, nigga, boy, nigga, food, nigga, cut nigga, boy, nigga, dumbass food. I'm the hottest thing I sing, and you niggas say you real like me. Well, then come and join the team, you see. Say only money, lavish things round me, you see. Hey, say all I need is me, you see. Hey, but no man is a island, I like to swim. Hey, nigga, catch me a wave and then I dim. E-man money, nigga, got it on the hill. Ride around big money, catching big trips, When you see a nigga, I splash, then I drill, Nigga with the wheel, then I move and grab a bitch. Niggas eat that nigga win. All you get is 3 wishes. Nigga, hit man in that, boy, you better get up in the kitchen. Boy, you living like that, boy, you got them dirty dishes. Niggas eat that nigga rich. Nigga, boy, this shit get risky. Niggas money come against me, no weapon can form against me. Niggas eat man, nigga bless me. Nigga hit them niggas blessing. Niggas eat man fucking whizzing. Nigga, boy, this shit me whizzing. Nigga, I'm drinking, boy, taking shots. Boy, that's fucking whiskey. Nigga, I mean that business. Bringing boy, then catch him in his kidney. Nigga, boy, them body shots. Eat man in that bitch, I'm passing moving. Nigga, they dunk and draw. Nigga, boy, we had to get up off the damn motherfucking block. Nigga, boy, we had to get up off that goddamn street. Nigga, even nigga, I see all your niggas, you just like me. Nigga, I see all your people, nigga, boy, you just like me. But the only thing, boy, man, you not like me. Nigga, only thing, boy, you ain't fly like me. Only thing, fucking boy, you ain't high like me. All this money coming, boy, and it's coming to me. Niggas eating, nigga, cause I'm hot. Then I start to believe it. Even if you nigga more, I got even. Nigga, man, boy, nigga, gotta get even. Nigga, man, boy, you pussy ass nigga. Boy, you know I want to get even. Nigga, but I got this in my head. Money, man, talk, nigga, but then again. Nigga, man, kill, nigga, boy, nigga, again. See them nigga, boy, this is big dog. Them taking that horse in the back. Nigga, do that money, nigga, catch my boy. Nigga, catch that boy, nigga, catch that boy, nigga, play, nigga, You pussy ass nigga, you know you a fraud. This E-man, that bitch nigga fraud when I got. I pull up on nigga, them not your cars. Nigga, you owned by that goddamn mob. You nigga, you know what I'm on. I'm cracking that bitch, you know what I'm on. Too many vehicles. I see you get cold. I see you be looking. This E-man, that bitch, you know what I'm cooking. You niggas be play. You know you are a rookie. It's E-man, that bitch nigga been played hooky. 100 round chopper, you must have mistook me. Hit him his head, nigga, mother my nubby. Hit him his head, nigga, you know what I'm muttered. You know what I'm booked. His body be mushy. It's E-man, that put. You know what I'm pussy. This nigga been play. I'm over that pussy, I'm bending. I over, I rub on her pussy. It's E-man, it's money. Coming in zombie, it's money, man. Come. A dump when I'm coming, I'm bringing it. A fuck when I'm coming, you pussy, you playing, you nothing but dummies. It's E-man. Oh, they my top and I'm big man. E-man, bitch, nigga, boy, I got a mess with. Nigga, man, boy, nigga, my, I got a big man. Nigga, man, Draco, nigga, my big. On that damn fucking boy, you ain't high like me. The king of the gods. Yeah, that's it. Follow all my commands at all times, nigga. Keep your hands in the ride at all times, nigga. The king of the gods. I'm the king of the gods. King of the gods. I'm the king of the gods. I'm the king of the gods, nigga. I'm the king of you frauds, nigga. Nigga, boy, you snitching on nigga. You killing your own nigga. You pussy ass nigga, you know you a fraud. This E-man, that bitch nigga fraud when I got. I pull up on nigga, them not your cars. Nigga, you owned by that goddamn mob. You nigga, you know what I'm on. I'm cracking that bitch, you know what I'm on. Too many vehicles. I see you get cold. I see you be looking. This E-man, that bitch, you know what I'm cooking. You niggas be play. You know you are a rookie. It's E-man, that bitch nigga been played hooky. 100 round chopper, you must have mistook me. Hit him his head, nigga, mother my nubby. Hit him his head, nigga, you know what I'm muttered. You know what I'm booked. His body be mushy. It's E-man, that put. You know what I'm pussy. The nigga man play. I'm over, I'm cussing, I'm bending. I over, I rub on her pussy. It's E-man, it's money. Coming in zombie, it's money, man. Come. A dump when I'm coming, I'm bringing it, bitch. A fuck when I'm coming, you pussy, you playing, you nothing but dummies. It's E-man. Oh, they my top and I'm big man. E-man, bitch, nigga, boy, I got a mess with. Nigga, man, boy, nigga, my, I got a big man. Nigga, man, Draco, nigga, my big man. E-man, bitch, nigga, boy, got a big set. 100 round top, nigga, boy, nigga, big man. Hit him, nigga, boy, nigga, man, with the kick cat. Hit him, nigga, boy, nigga, man, for a kick cat. E-man, bust that kick cat. Nigga, man, send me out a boy, got a kick cat. Nigga, man, boy, nigga, boss say kick cat. Nigga, man, boy, man, kick cat. Big body, bitch, nigga, boy, nigga, sit back. 100 round top, nigga, boy, nigga, big cat. Nigga, man, boy, nigga, get that. E-man, running around top, nigga, with that. Nigga, man, shitting this shit, nigga, stick that. Nigga, man, sitting them boys for the E-man, money, man, come, I get that. Nigga, man, big body, bitch, nigga, check that. Nigga, man, talking up, boy, nigga, check that. Splitting them boys, nigga, get that. Hit nigga, boy, nigga, man, nigga, get that. Breaking me up, but I'm trouble, I'm niggas not trouble. Buffing, I'm fucking this pussy ass nigga. You know when I'm moving, I'm trouble, I'm busting, I'm moving this pussy ass nigga. Breaking, I'm more than I'm breaking her down, and she know what I'm on. She sucking, she swallowing, she sucking, she swallowing, she sucking, she swallowing. She know that she gobble this evil. Bitch, I'm fucking, I'm calling. You know what I'm nigga. I'm a pussy, this nigga, man. This nigga, my cousin, you pussy ass nigga. You know you imposter, this nigga, man. You know what I'm getting, that nigga, man. You playing that play, nigga, get it, man. Nigga, I'm the highest nigga. The king of the god.
I feel like
fucking being. Nigga, even in. I don't worship demons, nigga, even sin. I don't worship money, nigga, even working. Pussy niggas dummies, nigga, break it down. Nigga, I hit your tummy, nigga, double back. And grab a slow bunny, nigga, eating that bitch, boy, them niggas fucking honey. Nigga, playing games, boy, they starting to act ugly. Nigga, I'm smoking clean. I've been cooking clean. I've been moonwalking, but ain't no Billy Jeans. Nigga, fucking dream. Nigga, I'm in the pain. You got about 30 minutes to clean the damn latrine. It's E-Man in the bean. I'm niggas fucking steam. Every time I close my eyes, another nigga on my beam. Every time I close my eyes, another nigga on my steam. Every time I close my eyes, another nigga in my dreams. Gang, it's E-Man money, my gang. Them pussy ass niggas, they playing. This E-Man talking, I'm dying. Understand, nigga, I'm saying.
Drop stick, get 'em with the 9 and make 'em spin. We gon' drop stick, get 'em with the 9 and make 'em spin.
I don't know, man, what you gonna do, man, everybody, man. Make sure you got some space, man. Get some water, you know what I mean? Make sure you pretty, you know what I mean? Well, you know what I mean? Hydrate. Cause this shit be moving, bitch. Body moving, nigga, acting fucking stupid. I'm the hottest nigga moving, nigga. What you choosing? Nigga, choosing, nigga, but the hottest moving. Nigga, you must be stupid. Must not understand the movement. Must not understand how Buddha can't be fucking doozy. Nigga, you see all of this money on my bitch, we rich. Niggas even in this bitch, we moving, sliding, dip. Double back and they gon' hit a bitch. This E-Man in this Christian niggas move nigga, I been fly, nigga, they gotta get it, nigga, how you fucking playing, boy, this shit is Christmas, but them niggas fucking playing, we don't do the Christmas, nigga, ain't no Christmas shit, nigga, there's 5 days left, niggas E-Man in that bitch and I got 5 days left, niggas E-Man in that bitch and I got days on the strap, niggas E-Man if you slipping, now your nigga out the deck, niggas E-Man in that bitch and now them niggas come and respect. E-Man nigga, bitch, you got the diamonds on the necklace. Now you're seeing gold, BB, motherfucking bitch, I got this shit out of his ass. Niggas in that best, bitch. Tell them nigga, bring out all your motherfucking bitch. Nigga, why you at it, nigga? Bring out all your best men. E-Man nigga, bitch, I had to kill a nigga. Next kid, E-Man nigga, got that fucking walker nigga. Next kid, all this Betty broke a nigga moving. Boy, nigga, man, they moving. It's like a convoy. Nigga, man, I catch a nigga, boy. I tell him, bun boy. Nigga, man, the bitch, I'm dropping out 30,000 damn with my all my equipment. Nigga, looking left and right to see how it's getting, man. It's dead and black and night, and nobody can get me. Sniper team, bravo. Hunt around, I'm chopping nigga, catch a nigga all though. Nigga, man, them niggas slipping, nigga. Nigga on the ground and shit, I said, where's Waldo? Nigga, where Waldo? It's E-Man, nigga, I'm Baldo. Nigga, Travis Scott was looking at the damn crowd, bro. All y'all niggas dead and now the Lucifer was proud, though. Nigga, circles moving, man, you should've seen it now, bro. God damn, nigga. Open up the Bowser, hell, them niggas tryna die, boy. Fucking testify, boy. Give me all that money, nigga. X times pi, boy. X times pi, boy. Tell me what you think about me. Yeah. Tell me what you think about me. Yeah.
Tell me what you think about me. Yeah. Tell me what you think about me. Money come rich, smoking around me, dope around me, corner around me, smoking game, gotta get it on me. Tell me what you think about me. Smoking on me, nigga, fucking on me, nigga, playing games. I'm a fucking soldier, nigga. Hunt around now, I got it on me, nigga. Even buzzing, nigga, fucking on me, nigga. Playing games, nigga, shooting on me, nigga. I even fuck, nigga, come and go me, nigga. Dance, nigga, fucking business, nigga, fucking nigga, pimpin' ticker, nigga, fucking rugger, nigga. Hit him off the rigger. Even nigga, man, I gotta get it, nigga. Tell me what you think about this money, nigga, fucking on me, nigga, even double, nigga, fucking on me, nigga, baby, nigga, cheating on me, nigga, double, on the body, nigga, hitting bitches off the fucking on me, she gon' fuck her always, she fucking on me, nigga, playing game, nigga, I'm not the homie, nigga, I'm playing game, nigga, fucking on me, nigga, bitches close, I got the weapon on me, even nigga, got the buggers on me, nigga, playing game, nigga, fucking winning game, got the water rob me, nigga, fucking around me, nigga, clean them out, fucking whopper down, nigga, fucking down, nigga, fucking running, fucking on the body, jumping on the down, even nigga, man, I gotta get a bounty, even nigga, fucking with a old nigga, tell him nigga, you gotta go, nigga, knowing nigga, flipping out the door, nigga, man, nigga, to the corner door, nigga, knowing nigga, with it on, nigga, playing games, nigga, what it's like, nigga, boy, it's a goddamn shame. Tell me what you think about me, money around me, nigga, chop up on me, nigga, pussy, nigga, man, I'm looking on me, nigga, couple corner, nigga, had to call me, nigga, playing around a nigga, to the store, nigga, buying every goddamn thing I'm on it, nigga, money around a nigga, I'm going to nigga, you pussy niggas, man, you fucking bogus niggas, even nigga, boy, I gotta get it all, running around the down, chop a cut down, nigga, for the crown, buying up the town, even nigga down, hit him with the down, chopping up his head, break him till he dead, even nigga, man, run him out the stead, hit him, boy, a nigga, cop him in again, get a body double, send him in my stead. Yeah. Hey. Tell me what you think about me. Let's get it. Tell me what you think about me. Girl, nigga, fucking with a nigga. Boy, I gotta get it. I'm a boy, a nigga, fucking out the bin. I'm moving, boy, that nigga, fucking get it in. Pussy nigga just crashed up my bin. Pussy ass valet.
Taking effective fire.
Shit. Nobody could stand the test of time. Nobody move like shit's my crime. Hit nigga pussy, that's not checkers. Even bust my dick, my decker. Crack my shit, don't buy no pepper. He run that shit, but I'm moving the decker. Cracking that shit, burn the shit off the ricker. You want to fuck with a kicker. Cracking that dick, nigga, call me no. Even a cop nigga, walk on my kicker. I'm nigga, my kicker. I'm nigga, my kicker. Walk on my kicker, you nigga, my kicker. I'm squeezing the trigger. I'm walking my kicker. Pushing that shit in that dust, man. Kick it up, nigga, man, sitting back. Hit a nigga, boy, nigga, man, nigga, sit down. Nigga, man, chop, nigga, boy, nigga, break down, huh? Nigga, get down. Me and my money, nigga, boy, gotta sit down. We tell you, get down. All of this dope, nigga, kick down, nigga, man. Nigga, fuck there, get down, hit nigga. got though, smoking this game, got though, smoking this shit, shot though, hit nigga boy, shot though, got though, got though, got though, hit nigga man, butt though, slicing his head, cut though, must though, E-man, hit him in the bank, break him in the same nigga, walk around the gang, catch a nigga boy, nigga move him on the gurney, and him in the top nigga fucking with son, fuck him in the bitch nigga move on the gurney, baby girl movements know with a gurney, nigga man the bitch nigga look at this one, E-man the cop nigga moving like a surgeon, run around top nigga fucking with a burner, hit a nigga boy now knocking with a gunner, crack a nigga man trying to catch him with a burner, nigga man the top nigga top nigga man, break up the circuit, then off the gun. We doing what we gotta do out here in this world, man. You know what I mean? You niggas is breaking the rules. Statues.
AK2,
You know what I mean? You're not kissing the rings, you're not really keeping it gangster. You know what I mean? You're doing what you want. You're not really understanding the finite of the situation that you're in. Buddha. The money on the beginning of things, you know, to signify power and wealth and strategy. Without strategy, nothing but an animal. We're moving transnational corporations, DynCorp, Halliburton, transnational corporations, Lexington Concord, let's get it. They worship and drag. Put a mag on, I gag on. The players playing. They got masks on. There ain't no sus COVID, nigga. Why you got your mask on, nigga? Man, you sneaky ass nigga. I got the mask on, nigga. Man, they get too close now, nigga. I had to blast off, nigga. Saying his ass, your range is your Jupiter, nigga. You rubber, nigga. I get up, nigga. Man, fucking up, getting them gates. They moving, they open up. Even this bitch, nigga, moving, I go up. Fucking this bitch, nigga, moving, I go up. Nigga, man, bitch, and I just wanna go up. Nigga, this shit like focus. Them niggas been playing with my little OC. I nigga, my throats and I'm big and I'm broken up. Walking up, toasting up, niggas, man, bagging this shit like it's cooked up. Nigga, man, shitting up, nigga, I'm broke up. Nigga, man, playing them games, they blowed up. Nigga, man, shit, I'm topping, I'm going up. Nigga, they playing, I'm moving, I'm showing up. Nigga, man, playing, you boy better shoulder up. Nigga, man, hitting them heads, nigga, rolling up. Nigga, man, praying this shit, nigga, counting, I'm blazing. He walking, I'm big, he moving, I'm facing, man, locked them niggas, they playing, they lazy. Moving, I'm facing, I'm walking, I'm boosting, I'm walking, I'm deuce. He's moving, I'm deucing, I'm moving, I'm boost. These niggas, I'm boosting, I'm starting to get freezing. These niggas, I'm boosting, I'm left and I'm right and I'm moving, I'm losing, it's even, I'm banging, walking, I'm facing, these niggas not saying it, walking, I'm gaining, you know what I'm meaning, walking, I'm painting, I'm cocking, I'm aiming, I'm walking, I'm painting, I'm breaking, I'm painting, busting, I'm thinking, you know what I'm meaning, moving, I'm saying, and them pussy ass niggas, you know what I'm saying, I'm walking, I'm blue, he's walking, I'm blue, you knocking, I'm blue, these boys and they blue and they moving, I'm shooting, that walking, I'm moving, I'm putting, I'm move, I'm shooting, I'm good, and I dip them in boozing, it's even, I'm walking, I'm losing, you nothing but losers, even that bruising, bucking, I'm goozing, this battle rap nigga, dropping this shit, nigga, battle rap nigga, man, top, boss nigga, battle rap nigga, man, shit, nigga, all of my top, this shit, nigga, boy, this is battle rap nigga, man, drop, fussing out satellite, nigga, man, play, that boy, that's a satellite, nigga, man, dropping that best, nigga, got it right, nigga, man, boy, nigga, pray, better get it right, man, money, man, chop, nigga, see, man, walking that beat, man, I cover that street on the top of the street, man, man, that beat, man, you know what I be, man, you better believe, man, man, that chop, nigga, see, man, walking that demon, you know what I'm giving, I'm exercise demons, walking, I'm fever, I'm walking, I'm gaining, shots out the fever, this money, man, cleaner, money, man, teamer, I'm walking, I'm getting, you better come with her, nigga, my getter, fuck him, I'm getting, you know what I'm in, you know what I'm in, you know that I get it, nigga, man, slipping, I'm in it, nigga, man, niggas been playing, yo, what is that thing, and they walking, I'm gaining, you know what I mean, I'm moving, I'm fainting, I'm walking, I'm gaining, you know that I'm famous, even I'm painting, you know what I'm getting, I move like a painter. Money Buddha, did you not know that I'm famous? Molly. Yeah. Pull out the back of that bitch and you know I gotta get from. Running this money, man, nigga, you know what I'm on. This man, bitch, I'm wrong, I'm on. You hear about nigga, better crank up. I see you in the back, better get up. Nigga, pussy ass nigga, man, shut up. Nigga, man, buck, nigga, bitch up. Nigga, bitch. body bands, nigga ripped up. Nigga see how many calls, I'm walking my calls, I'm breaking them balls, I'm breaking them halls. And even I'm digging my calls, I'm pulling them gas, my shit can't stop. Even flex, hot, best, water, that's, nigga, got some nigga moving, throwing hexes. Even that's when I'm moving, I'm guessing, I'm nigga, I'm guessing, I'm moving, I'm guessing. These niggas that fake, I'm moving, I'm guessing. They thinking they shooting them niggas, they next. Even I'm running with gas, them niggas. Nigga fucking up best, I see that. Nigga pumping up shit, black. Nigga bucking his best, I'm hitting that. Nigga ripping his flesh, it's mixed that. Nigga chopping his set, nigga eat that. Nigga fuck his set, nigga eat that. Bombs, you need 100 niggas to run up the sun. E-man, that bitch nigga come, but I'm gone. Three niggas, I'm gone, but I'm number one. Nigga, man, ain't no code of defense. Nigga, man, ain't no grand indictments. E-man, money, my guys. Hit them dice and boy, my shit like lightning. E-man, I'm busting, I'm biting, I'm running, my guy. Hit him, I'm jumping, I'm bouncing. You know what I'm like. Quacker, they mad, nigga, more like guys. Hit a nigga, boy, nigga, shit, boy, talk. Breaking his leg, nigga, hitting his thigh. E-man, boy, nigga, breaking his soul, press up. Dropping his bitch, nigga, call press hot. Can't tell, nigga, motherfucker, what hold next. E-man, nigga, walking the desk. Hit him with the body, nigga, go fast. This shit up that and I cannot no play no games, say she not the one. She vibing, she fucking with me, nigga, you know what I'm on. Nigga, these diamonds, this shit be clean. All of you niggas, you broke ass punks. Even this shit, nigga, what you been doing. Nigga, man, bitch, you gotta keep the gold. Even that pop, nigga, fucking the gold. Nigga, man, boy, I'm trying to say this song. Nigga, man, bitch, I'm trying to say these hoes. Nigga, bitch, I can't say no hoe. Even this bitch, nigga, breaking them low. Nigga, that money, my gang, I'm right, I'm walking this bitch, my shit, John Wayne. Nigga, get a nigga, bitch, you play Jane, even that, nigga, fucking the play, nigga, even this bitch, nigga, we not gonna. This money man called nigga we so. Nigga caught nigga bust nigga Rico. Nigga cracker trying to catch me with the Rico. Nigga pop a nigga bust a nigga Gito. I got it from Bobby nigga from Rico. Nigga top a nigga pop a nigga Quinto. Nigga catch a nigga boy through the peephole. E-man, bitch, I ain't gonna tell you one time. Money, my dope and it's rough in this kind. Peeping this phone, nigga, spitting these rhymes. Nigga, man, chop, nigga, costing my time. Hitting that beat, nigga, go to chime. Nigga, man, shit, nigga, coughing this fine. Hitting that bitch and she ass is mine. Fucking these hoes and these hoes is mine. Dropping these hoes and this throat is mine. Running this bitch, nigga, go up and dealership, nigga, man. All of this shit is mine. Nigga, all you niggas broke as fuck. 100 round chop, nigga, running this stuff. Hit a nigga, boy, nigga, catching it up. Breaking the gas, nigga, mashing the clutch. Shit, nigga, gagging, nigga, man, doping this shit in Iraq. Nigga, man, trying to walk ass, big baby girl, she wanna go to school. Let that hoe get money, it's even that bitch, and she know what she do. This shit make me took dog shit over.
That nigga put y'all on, man. Y'all let that nigga.
Nigga that took his shit over.
Now y'all
But
still
that nigga
running
key
around.
lock, bitch ass.
Ain't on my nigga. Them niggas ain't fucking rappers on my nigga. You let the baby trains go away. Money dry up.
Jump off the brick, on off the brick, get off the brick, bring off the brick, hit him on the stick, bring off the stick, hit him in his leg, nigga, boy, won't stick, hit him in the leg, boy, he can't sit, hit him in his leg, nigga, boy, he got a shit back, E-man, boy, nigga, kick back, cock hit, aim, nigga, boy, nigga, get back, big body pain, hit a nigga, big back, skinny ass nigga, nigga, shoot through a six pack, E-man, bump, nigga, big back, hit him in the boy, nigga, big back, break his head off, I'm on top, nigga, boy, remember these, nigga, man, fucking this bitch, nigga, eat it, nigga, man, big bro, fuck it, eat it, turn around, see it, walking up decent, breaking his head, boy, he sees it, E-man, piece, walking up decent, boy, get cold, nigga, see it, walking up, bone, nigga, shit off the backbone, bitch, nigga, fuck, nigga, pop, nigga, gack on, knocking his boy, nigga, gack up, bit in his bitch, nigga, breaking up, nigga, gack up, run around, gack up, pussy ass stack up, run around, gack up, count that money, nigga, boy, nigga, stack up.
Fucked up, set you up. Long live dog. Money man, please. Forward action. Push nigga, big ball. Nina Ross, no draws, huh? If you slip up, nigga. Get back, huh? Top of the floor, nigga, hit that, huh? Even never seen my even I was walking, I'm cleaning this demon, I'm cleaning. She called me, she gave me on her head. She started to feed up, nigga, man, fuck. Nigga, pulled up, coach, your eye, nigga, boy, better dream up, nigga, man, long live dog. Nigga, man, long live dog. Nigga, man, long live dog. Yo, talk to me. It's easy money out this motherfucker. I got a big box status. I got that money, my nigga, my right nigga. That shit in Iraq. That shit in Iraq. Baby girl, she wanna go to school. Let that hoe get raised. Even that bitch, she knows. This shit, man, not funny. I 30s and rockers and show. And a nigga, man, pimping these bunnies is even. Nigga busting this shit like a guck, and I'm walking, I'm gucking, I'm smashing these pumpkins. It's even, I'm ducking them, nigga, man. this month's games.
She got a mean rock status. I got that bad for the big bone. I got that dope in the ghetto. I hope a nigga man get home. This money man moving, I'm getting on. I know that a nigga man living wrong, but I gotta go get it man out the door. Nigga man straight to the liquor store. This big body bitch nigga get it go. Baby girl nigga play better tiptoe. This money man cop nigga gets though. I can hit nigga boy like a Klitschko. Nigga hunt around chopper man get those. Nigga eat man pop nigga bento. Nigga pussy ass nigga man sit down. Nigga hit a nigga bound with the tray pound. Pussy ass niggas, you know what I mean. Let's go. Nigga know what I mean, nigga boy, nigga playing that bitch out that bling, nigga boy, nigga smoking this shit, Kelly Green, nigga boy, nigga. Nigga see like that bitch, nigga know what I'm in it. This shit nigga get it, I'm moving, I'm getting it, I'm fucking out. Pray the Lord for a woman, you know what I'm in it. Nigga body the business, it's even them sentences, walk when I'm getting these niggas, they see it, even them business, you know what I'm getting, I'm opening them businesses. See them crackers around you, they gonna keep hating. See, you know what I'm making, walking this bitch, nigga, counting up paper, this 100 round, nigga fucking with paper, these pussy ass niggas, they pulling up papers, even them bitch niggas smelling like vapors, niggas even, you know what I'm on, niggas 100 round talking, nigga been bitching and trying to keep up, nigga, even I'm walking this bitch out the park, nigga been shipping this bitch, nigga, nigga pouring out on the fall, even this shit, nigga, wrong, nigga, this bitch and I'm on, you know what I'm on, nigga been praying this shit, nigga, so you know, nigga, praying Jesus, nigga, even that bitch, nigga, praying this guy, I pray to my God, I don't know why, it's even that bitch, you know I can't tie this bitch, and I'm praying, you know what you trying to pray, nigga, this shit getting awesome, you know what I'm talking, nigga, closing my eyes and this shit getting bonkers, you know what I'm talking, praying this shit, nigga, coffin, I'm walking this shit out the coffin, they bringing out coffin, fucking around and them crackers, they mad, nigga, praying I'm talking, pussy them niggas, they playing them dead bodies, right, it's off on them grades, they got you in range, even that praise them niggas, they saying, walking them games, I'm talking, I'm free, you know what I'm holding, I'm walking, I'm going, you know that I'm talking that shit, and I'm talking, I'm shoving my focus, you niggas, I go, I'm shoving my focus, you know what I'm on, he's even, I'm posting, you fucking, I'm on, you pussy niggas, you know, even they say, I'm walking, I'm praying, they taking, they violate ladies, even I'm busting, I'm praying, you know when I'm moving, I gotta go crazy, these niggas, I showed you how to make a harness, you got mad, this email that top of their I look at my family, it's set, this email get back, you know when I'm cat, I look at them niggas, you know I gotta get it all back, nigga, even I top nigga cat, walking around nigga cat, now why I gotta walk with they cat, that's why I gotta walk with them man, that's why I gotta walk with these facts, this email is straight to the Lord of this, nigga, even that's why I'm overless, I don't know how long we can keep it up, nigga chopping that bitch, nigga get it up, nigga keep your head up and you get it up, nigga even that bitch, nigga picking up, I don't care how mad that you get it, bro, niggas even that bitch, nigga picking up, nigga talking. I'm walking the rooms and shit. Ain't nobody talking this shit. Nigga, everybody on their phone and shit. But ain't nobody making money. This shit getting weird and shit. I don't know where they going this shit. Nigga, but I know where that I'm going. This money is walk when I'm going. You know what I'm going. You see what I'm boasting. You know what I'm boasting. It's 50,000 just to go to the most. You know what I'm going. They talking, I'm going. You sitting, I'm coasting. You check out the closest. It's even I'm posting. Walking, I'm coasting. These niggas, I'm drinking up potions. You know what I saw. These niggas, I'm posting. You chopping that boat. I'm super, I'm coasting. Them shit in them though. You breaking, I'm posting. You know what I'm about. I'm bragging, I'm boasting. This email. This all when I saying. I'm chopping, I'm praying. These niggas, man, right. I'm moving, I'm gaining. This nigga like I was the range. Let's get it. My mind, you see got the dopest shots out to the Mexicans. Man, we always getting money. Man, this shit is fucking funny. Feel like I won't be so funny. You man, nigga, I got it loving. Catch a minute, fucking time. Been no moment, then it's slumping. E-man, nigga, I'm fucking gumping. Nigga, boy, no Forrest Gumping. Nigga, fucking on up, I'm catching up on them, smashing up. E-man, nigga, they niggas punching. Pull them down, I'm fucking thumb. I put it back and put it neutral. Then I had to dump it flush. E-man, nigga, you know I'm busting. Put it, boy, them niggas like Ukrainian, but you know we Russian. E-man, nigga, you know I'm buzzing. Cocking it, aiming, you know that I'm buzzing. Automatic collection of calm. Hitting them niggas, them niggas be ducking. E-man, busting them niggas, my cousin. I'm bridging the busting. This shit is destruction. E-man, the pump nigga busting them niggas, my cousin. The butler, he pick up their luggage. E-man, you know what I'm doing, I'm man. I got an estate, nigga, it's money, man, fuck this. Pussy ass nigga, they playing, they cupcake. Nigga, man, I got it up with the damn ring. Nigga, man, coming, busting them pancake, hitting them niggas, busting them pancake, fucking that bitch, nigga, nutting them fucking nigga, nigga, that bitch, nothing but fan base, nigga, man. E nigga, I got a plan, A money, man, come, nigga, busting them damn bitch, hitting this body, man, that's just a sandbag. Nigga, man, top nigga, busting they can that nigga, man, I'm the #1 candidate. Even in panic, walking up panic, get straight to the Lord, nigga, man, like everything. Start nigga, man, start Mary cry, nigga, man, better not fuck on them, better not break them, I praise them, nigga, fuck them, man, can they got all these niggas, they rockin', they hypnotize, man, it's bustin', I'm gonna gotta talk to them niggas, don't understand fucking why demon is money, coughing, I'm gunning, them fucking, I'm gunning, I'm fucking them bunnies, these niggas not gunning, talking, I'm gunning, I'm telling them niggas, listen, I stuck in these niggas, they playing, you study long, you study wrong, you play the game, you beat the judges, it's even, nigga, I'm the boss, nigga, feel around, I got the balls, niggas 100 round, I said it's Nina Ross, nigga, slip on top of nigga, fucking playing the game, 100 round, I'm saying you pussy, nigga, man, we are not the same as even, nigga, man, catch a bender, can't do a magic trick, a nigga like David Blake, nigga, man, see him on flipping, I'm getting him, even a bitch, nigga, fucking, I'm pimping him, pussy ass nigga, you know when I'm with him, nigga, man, shit, nigga, moving, John Wicking him, nigga, man, chopping, I'm busting, I'm flipping him, nigga, man, doping that bitch, when we getting it, even this slip, nigga, busting, I'm flipping it, hitting that nigga, man, right in his six-pack. Man, this shit a crazy world we live in, man. I mean, 2023, you know what I mean? Probably ain't gonna look no better either.
Who? Somebody on your friend list?
See, man,
Motherfuckers play that
goddamn
Monopoly. What's the chances of that nigga playing that Monopoly problem, bro? I looked at the gameplay.
Police
for
ain't
that
shit,
jump.
nigga. Government ain't
Like,
shit.
nigga, I need that Monopoly, but I ain't trying to pay no $10. 10 buccarinos. Cause that jump came out in
Some real
2016.
motherfucking shit right here,
But
man.
it look like it be getting updated.
Old school 80s shit. New millennium. Check. Don't know him like a crash dummy, honey. Niggas funny, niggas chummy, hummy. Nigga dummy on me, rubbing on her tummy, hummy. Funny on me. Nigga banging games, I'm dumping on me. Nigga fucking on me, pussy niggas playing games, they jumping on me. Trying to swing around the back up off the park. I had to shoot them out the dark. You know I'm banging niggas. You know I'm banging niggas, hanging niggas, singing niggas. Niggas fucking snitches, niggas fucking singing niggas. Niggas watching up your back, you know I'm moving gangin'. Niggas uptown, what you clangin', nigga, what you bangin'? Nigga moving out the gangin', niggas fucking gaming, seeing all my fucking subscribers. Got a nigga famous, even niggas lamest. Niggas fucking gamers pulling in my car, nigga moving in the fucking latest. Nigga, how you gon' be? Nigga, that's not how you moving. Nigga, how you gon' see? Nigga, this how you cruising. Niggas make I'm moving the beat. Niggas, I'm fucking through the pussy. Niggas playing with me. Nigga, I'm fucking through the bustin' head on the street. Nigga, you know I'm doing bustin' nigga right up the key. Nigga, you know we doing, Niggas see man in this bitch, you know I'm rubbing lawler, Niggas fucking coughing, cossin' niggas know I'm awesome, Nigga thought some niggas playing games, they fucking possums, Nigga thought some niggas got some, let my world blossom.
Quinton, this too crazy.
Hell yeah. Look at my life with all the time. It's man, it's money, you know what I'm mine. I'm niggas is on, you know what I'm mine. I'm moving like that. My niggas is on, and this man I'm calling. I'm walking my time. I gotta go get it. You pussy ass niggas be faking. Nigga man, minute I'm winning. These pussy ass hoes be faking. These niggas they playing. These crackers they mad. You know what I'm making. You man I'm basing. You gotta go whipping. I'm better than them niggas that get it together. It's you man I'm getting these birds that
the feather shit flock together. This money man capper, nigga man gutter, the cock of their name, man, that's a Beretta. It's even these money man gone. I pull up my home, I need me alone, you'll leave me alone. Just 10,000 feet just to move out the zone. This nigga my phone, nigga do it for O. I do it for O, and I do it for me. And I do it for the streets, and I do it for each nigga. Praise to the Lord, nigga, clean up his bitch. But that nigga man understand what I believe. Niggas, he man, this money man gang. Niggas, he man, this bitch nigga know we can't hang. Niggas, he man, that money man can't. Nigga walking this bitch nigga that go to tank. And this nigga I'm moving, I got it. This number, I'm jacking, I'm moving, I'm cacking, I'm moving, I'm backing, I'm buzzing, I'm dacking. These niggas man, they changing they passion. This man, I'm passing, they moving, I'm cacking, I'm moving, I'm cacking. They changing they passion. This man, I'm passing, walking, I'm cacking. That's the man, I'm crazy, these bricks, and I'm crazy. This SRO facing, this nigga my facing. I know what they're casing, man, moving, I'm facing, man, niggas my facing. These niggas faking and dumbing these faces. This nigga man, you a brother, nigga, you talking that shit like you criminal, but you a bitch. Nigga man, Pentagon, nigga man, moving this shit, nigga, get it, girl, nigga man, walking this dope, nigga, get it, girl, nigga, man, smoking this dope, I got get it, girl, nigga man, shooting that bitch, nigga, this a girl, nigga man, fuck you, your bitch, no damn girl, nigga man.
You got two choices out here, boy. You do what you're supposed to do, or you don't.
Money nigga been a bitch, I'm moving, I can run. I'm moving dope, a nigga boy, I'm on the fucking runs. Even nigga man, I'm coming, moving out the dump. Nigga man, coming that bitch out the dump. I'm catching that bitch and you know I'm on hunt. Cause even that money, that shit out the dump. You see my clothes and my shit again. You know I'm too fresh, you know I'm too clean. You know what I mean, my shit magazine. Nigga they mad, them crackers on me. They cracking, they mad, they tryna get me. Nigga they mad, they tryna get me. Cracker they mad, they tryna get even. These man bust, moving, I'm seeing that. Nigga man play, know that I mean that. Nigga man play, game and I mean that. Nigga man shaking that bitch and I mean that. Nigga man play, playing I mean that. I see that. Nigga man play, nigga eat that, them niggas they crank. Nigga man play, nigga boy, nigga back on. Nigga man play, nigga boy to my class sound shouts out my nigga man boy, nigga back home. This nigga man shit off the back home. Cracking his head, I'm breaking the vertebrae, nigga. I'm splitting the femur, this shit just to get to the backbone. Even money that shit, nigga, got down. Nigga man playing them games, I'm sat down. Nigga man play nigga got down, playing that shit. Nigga boy, it's a shot town. Nigga man play, boy when you get down, baby girl wanna play, boy when I run around. Nigga man shit, nigga boy, nigga play, it's a shot down. And nigga boy, I'm moving shit, I'm out the runs. A trapper day, nigga boy, man, it's never done. Even nigga, man, a chopper nigga with the gum. She fucking, she moving, she nigga, she thick. She eating all the goddamn man honey buns. That nigga, my dumb, I'm touching that bitch and that shit out the dome. That reefer be potent, that shit nigga, blasting that gas out my bones. Even I'm gone, walking, I'm down. You know what I'm on, nigga. Even I'm zoned, the fucking I'm gone, the fucking I'm gone. When I pray to the Lord, let him keep in the soul. Even nigga, man, I smoking greater mo. Smoking copper, nigga, fucking gator go. Baby girl, a nigga, where the gator go? Nigga chopper, nigga, fucking cable go. Playing planner now, playing it go. Nigga slipping this, you wanna get it home. Baby girl, she tryna fucking get me down. Bend her over, then I bring her to the tone. Bring her over, then I bring her to the home. Nigga, man, I'm breaking to the home. Nigga chopper, cause I'm moving on my home. Even money, nigga, what you dumbing on me? Hitting nigga, boy, you know I'm on it on me. Nigga, baby, cause you fucking on me now. Money Buddha, man, and that's the one and only.
I love that place. That's my place, bro.
New challenger, nigga. You ain't got over a motherfucking goddamn $250,000, you can't really talk. Big money shit now. Eat that. Jack. Even that bitch said I'm number one. I'm under the sun. Nigga man coming to done. Man, my day just begun. This even is right in my lungs. It's even she coming to done. She fucking with niggas, she know that I'm hungry. This even I'm running, I'm done. Them crackers, they bad, they trying to get me hungry. This nigga, I'm running, I'm done. I'm hitting them niggas that gas in my lungs. It's even I'm running, I'm home. Nigga pussy ass niggas, you know what I'm on. Them crackers, they fucking I'm on. But it's even that bitch and I'm breaking these bones. And I
Fuck me.
You know when I'm on it, nigga, even I'm holding too much. Nigga, walking out money get done. Nigga, all of this dope get done. Nigga, boy, nigga, keep your head up.
Fuck.
Money, nigga, got it red up. Nigga, man, chop, nigga, get it bled up. Nigga, man, chop, nigga, face in the sleeve. Nigga, man, the pain, nigga, go for the cleave. Look him in his eyes, nigga, when do you bleed? Even that cup, nigga, come from the seas. Telling them niggas they please. I'm walking, I'm free. You know that I'm moving, I'm free. These niggas, they gang, they thinking they blood game. But nigga, boy, we moving them peace. Nigga, man, covering them creeds. Them nigga, my feet. The birds just overseas. Nigga, man, moving on bleed. I'm one of my creep. They're cracking, they mad. They trying to go burn down the whole damn world. Even on that cup, nigga, walking up, girl. If you get close, I'm stirring your girl. Even that bitch, you know what I'm worth. Nigga, my niggas, you know what I'm worth. Telling them niggas, you know what I'm worth. Nigga, man, boy, I gotta get this nigga. All of these niggas keep calling my phone. Nigga, boy, nigga, 20 got 3.
Yeah. Back by popular demand. You can do anything you want. Climb to the highest plateau. Link up with the UFOs. Run around with a gang of hoes. But you'll still never be better than who?
Fuck!
Like and subscribe, Miss Buddha. Touching her body, Buddhas, even our bus, shooter, hit them, goosing them, cause they mad, they cannot go give me a new song, even I'm goosing them niggas, they playing them games, they fucking be useless. It's even I'm goosing, I'm walking, I'm goosing the money, man, lock the computers. It's even I'm goosing, I'm walking, I'm goosing, I'm talking, I'm talking like I'm boozing. These niggas, they looking at me, confused, them niggas like talking confusion. I'm talking confusion, you sick of my son, nigga, now listen, Confucius. It's even them deuces, I'm walking, I'm goosing, they praying, they love them, confusion. It's even I'm goosing, I'm walking, I'm goosing, them niggas, they know what I'm doing. The bodies are fake, I'm walking, I'm games, your body the same, I'm talking them games, you look at my eyes, so we not the same, it's even I pray, I'm walking them game, it's 20 million for a goddamn plane, it's even, it's walking and dumping up semen, just dumping up, coughing up demon, they writing my name in blood, it's dropping up curve, they writing the semen, you know what I be, man, I pray to the Lord, you know, and he's starting believing, he's starting believing, he's starting believing, I'm telling I'm shooting at demons, I'm telling them niggas, you better man, kiss the heels on my feet, it's even I'm walking them beat, them niggas they play, you know what I be, I'm down to be straight, I'm fucking them thing, they talking them thing, they down in their seat, you know what I do, this even I'm talking about don't talk them bitch and I'm scientist. Nigga even that bitch I'm a scientist. Nigga talking this shit and I'm getting it. Nigga walking them bitch and I'm pissing it. Nigga telling them niggas they kissing it. Nigga tell me we better than Buddha. Like and subscribe. Buddha.
Smoking cookie blunts, drinking yellow tuck, and I'm bumping pussy riding with me a thick yellow slut. Yeah,
Me too.
then I dip my blunt in it. Hey, I'ma keep it real. young nigga about his grip. Keep a Ferragamo belt on, I hold that Glock on my hip. Quote me the right number, I pack my shit and go take a trip. When you was making babies with them hoes, I would make a flip. Love my blood, you love your bitch, we in two different relationships. Drop O's of codeine in my soda, turned it to a fifth. Took a pound of kush to the neighborhood, turned it to a meal. Silk the shocker, it don't cost shit to keep it real. Yeah.
They go for this, they going hard, them boys a miss, them boys a miss, but that's the squad, them niggas stress, run in your crib, run up the check, it's just a flex, cause I be flexing, they see me in this designer shit, they want it too, I asked them what you wanna be, little nigga, said just like you, I want your Gucci, want your Louis, want your Prada, want your coupe, so I'ma jug until I got some fucking Ferragamo, shoes Ferragamo.
I was surprised that my gun didn't have no.
It's Young Dolph in the building. You know what time it is? Paper Route Empire. Yeah.
Hey, what car should I drive today? $1 million cash. Because my ice game retarded. Self-made millionaire, now I'm labeled a target. Fuck that bitch and put her out cause her pussy was garbage. Yeah, them bitches bad, so I pass them to my little niggas. They wanna act up, so I pass them. Don't ask me why they mad, I don't know, won't get too much skrill. My bank account got big, my head got even bigger. White bottle mark, gold bracelet, big rocks. A whole month straight, ain't been bumping shit but pop. Ayy, Coogi sweater on, R.I.P. B.I.G. I just left LA on the way to NYC. Call me water boy, cause I'm dripping all this water. Met her down in Florida, but I fucked that bitch in Charlotte. Born a dope boy, never want to go to college. Bad Puerto Rican, New York bitch, met her in Scottish. I shut down a party, Went and parked the Rari, then I go jump on the Harley. Pull up, go and throw a dub at Cameo in Charlotte. I shut down a party. God damn. What the fuck is this? Hello. Hey, y'all straight, bro? Yeah, what's up, bro? Hey, y'all straight? Man, what the fuck?
Damn, bitch.
What the fuck happened up there, man? What y'all got going on? Huh? Nigga shot a motherfucking bullet, man. Stupid ass. Just cut my money, keep running like Forrest Gump. Run it up. I got niggas hate me like I'm Donald Trump. Where I'm from, you don't make it to C21. Shit. That's why all these young niggas riding around with their guns. Front page newspaper, #1 topic. Niggas mad at Dolph Obama just cause I'm the hottest. Can't nobody stop me. Man, my neck so rocky. Said she seen Flipper dancing and that's how she spot me. Two things that I just can't respect. What's that? A fuck nigga and a lying ass bitch. That little nigga keep on running up this shit. I gave my dog the recipe to get rich. They started shooting, we didn't even break a sweat. April Fool the tricks on you, bitch. You playing checkers, little boy, I'm playing chess. I just scored again, boy, all next. Paper route we got now and next. There's a motherfucking mansion around my neck. I'm in a Chevelle, but the motor, it came out of fit. I'm like saying with DJ Khaled, because we the best. Call me water boy, cause I'm dripping all this water. Met her down in Florida, but I fucked that bitch in Charlotte. Born a dope boy, I never want to go to college. Bad Puerto Rican, New York bitch, met her in Charlotte. I got $250,000 in my suitcase. Yeah. On the way to see the plug, I'll be back Tuesday. I'll be right back. Drinking activist, it's Kool-Aid. I've been getting too much cake, I got a toothache. Damn, hey, counting is all that I do, for real. Trapping is all that I know, you know that. Trapping is all that I know. 100 stacks get you gone. And every nigga that hang with you, I feel like Al Capone. Yeah, that ain't your nigga if he don't bang with you. Every money got a young nigga out here living luxury. Fuck with one too many times that a bitch say she in love with me. Sell the work, count the money, do it again, over and over. Hold up, I'll call you back, my amigo, calling on the Motorola.
Yo, bitch on a trip, she need a suitcase, a dinner and Phipps. My lawyer brought a suitcase. Oh, I ain't tripping if you dip. Make sure you got
keep it gutter with my niggas, it's dog. I know these drugs ain't good for me. I know these bitches no good for me. I know these streets ain't good for me. All that lean ain't no good for me. Stay away from haters, they no good for me. She won't do it for you, but she'll do it for me. Mama said my friends ain't good for me. My old bitch said you too hood for me. I just got a new bitch and she bad. Yeah, catch me at the car lot dropping swag. I skipped every subject except math class. See how I learned how to count that money so fucking fast. Yup.
Of this series, we'll go from sounding like this to this. And show you step by step how we got there. Check the video info for a list of topics if you want to skip parts. But wait, what are levels? And for that matter, what is mixing? Let's define that first. Mixing is the process of making sure each sound or instrument in your music is audible at the right volume, time, and place in the stereo soundscape. If there is a sound in your mix, it's there for a reason. If it isn't, then mixing may also include removing things you don't want or need to hear, or removing them to make room for others. You can do this via changing the volume of individual signals in your project, controlling the frequency content with an EQ, changing its dynamic range with a compressor, or creating a sense of spatial position with stereo separation, reverbs, and/or delays. Let's adjust some faders in this example before we get into more theory. I'm noticing the drums are a little loud overall, so I'll click a free mixer track and I'll hold Alt and use my arrow keys to move it to the front of the mixer. Then, I'll select my drum tracks by holding Control and clicking and dragging over them. To route them all to the same track, I'll right-click the routing arrow on the free mixer track and select Route to this track only. You can also do this by holding Control and clicking on the free mixer track's routing arrow. Now I have a bus track for my drums and can turn them all down at once. There's about right. The synth clavinet is also a little loud in context, so I'll turn that down as well. I'll keep talking for a minute or so and bring you back when I'm done. So, how did I know to do all this? Let's find out. You will have noticed levels are shown in decibels or dB. The dB scale is traditionally used in audio production and is a relative scale. That means the values displayed are relative to the 100% volume limit imposed by the audio output device or audio file, WAV or MP3 or what have you. If we assume 100% level equals 1, then all levels are relative to this reference value of 1. For example, if the level is at 50% of the maximum volume, the level is 0.5. The value is transformed into decibels according to the following formula: 20 times the logarithm to the base of 10 of x over y. If we're talking digital audio decibels, y is always going to be 1, and x is our signal level, meaning the signal level of the mixer track we're looking at. So based off of this equation, we can say three things. All values of x that are less than 1 will produce negative results. When x is equal to 1, the equation will produce 0 as a result. And when x is greater than 1, we will get a positive result. So let's substitute x with our 50% level from earlier. 0.5 divided by 1 is 0.5. That means 20 times the logarithm to the base of 10 of 0.5 is minus 6 decibels. If that is at all confusing, and it's likely to be if you're watching this video, the FL Studio manual has a lookup table for key decibel scale values. If you remember nothing else for now, note that values above 0 decibels are a problem when rendering to most audio file formats, and so it's a key level when mixing the final output. When the level exceeds the maximum value the audio path or format is designed for, there is no more vertical room to represent the signal accurately, and so the parts exceeding the maximum value are cut off. We refer to this as clipping. Clipping introduces distortion, and therefore is generally undesirable when it's not done on purpose. And since you have no control over how your audio interface or speakers clip, it's best to avoid this in the output stage. Loudness is how we perceive level, as discussed earlier. That is, it's psychological. So here we have a little problem. Decibel is a physical measure, loudness a psychological one. The relationship between the two is a little complicated and not at all consistent. Frequency content, duration and dynamic range all combine to create the sensation of loudness. However, that does not stop people from creating measures that attempt to estimate loudness based on some complicated formulas. LUFS, or LUFS, is one commonly used today. Loudness units full scale. Loudness unit measurements are taken after a special filter curve is added to the audio, and then the average level over a time period is taken into account. They combine three ways of averaging signal peaks over time. Momentary loudness averages over 400 milliseconds. Short-term loudness averages the last 3 seconds, and integrated loudness averages the whole file from beginning to end. Loudness units use the same increments as dBFS, so if you turn a song at minus 14 LUFS or per decibel without changing anything else, it is now minus 13 LUFS. This measurement, in essence, tells us how densely packed an audio file is. Readings closer to 0 mean higher density, and vice versa. LUFS readings are generally considered to be a better match to relative loudness between tracks or within tracks than decibel readings. That's why they are used in the broadcast industry and some streaming platforms to make sure random songs played in succession are not dramatically different in loudness, so you don't need to keep adjusting the volume control. Useful. You've probably noticed something similar when watching a movie. Sometimes it's hard to hear the dialogue, and then you're blasted by explosions by the action sequence. And this raises the next topic. Dynamic range is the distance between the lowest and highest signal peak in the audio material. Like loudness, dynamic range can also be thought of in the short term, the transient hit of a drum versus the decay, or longer term, over the course of a song as a creative element, using changes in level over time to create interest, tension, or to separate emotional changes in the music. Enough with the concepts. Let's see where in FL Studio you can set your levels. There are 4 main level controls in every normal signal path in FL Studio, and some extra ones that only matter in specific cases. There is channel volume, next to the channel button in the channel rack, or larger in the channel settings. This is often used for quick volume adjustments in the channel rack, especially before a channel is routed to a dedicated mixer track. When a channel is also routed to a mixer track, this control can be useful to make pre-fader changes in level. That is particularly useful when you have a group of instruments directly feeding into the same mixer track. It's important to note the channel volume knob is mapped differently for different types of channels. A sampler channel, for example, will have a -5.2 dB offset, with the channel volume at the default 78%. An audio clip, on the other hand, has no offset when the channel volume is at the default value. With VST or AU plugins, the channel volume's behavior depends on the internals of the plugin. Generally, it affects the main output volume, but some plugins do not support channel volume at all. Then there is the volume multiplier in the miscellaneous tab. This is an extra level control that is handy for when the range of the channel volume knob is not enough. Most importantly, there is the mixer fader, which allows you to adjust the volume again after your effects change. You'll notice though that the send to the master also doubles as another volume control. This allows sending the signal to different mixer tracks of different volumes. Handy for send effects. And finally, if you're using a synthesizer, those will often have a way of controlling their output level as well. Gain plugins are effect plugins you can use in the mixer to adjust the volume of your audio at a specific point in your effects chain, which may be needed for fine-tuning the input level into a distortion or attenuating the output of a very resonant filter, for example. We'll show Fruity Balance and Fruity Send here. On a direct audio path, Fruity Balance controls panning and volume from -infinite to +6 decibels. This plugin is handy for volume automation. Depending on your workflow, you may want volume automation in your song, but you may also want to have full control over the last gain stage in your effects chain via the mixer fader. If you automate the mixer fader instead, you will always have to scale the automation to make the fader reflect a meaningful level change. Fruity Send, on the other hand, in addition to controlling any send level, has a dry log that affects how much of the direct audio is passed through to the next effect stop in the chain. It goes from -infinite to 0 decibels and is therefore great for fading signals in and out after effects, because it can't make the audio louder. But how can you tell when something sounds good? Apart from your personal sensibilities and taste, there are certain things you can do to ensure your mix doesn't end up universally unfavorable. For example, let's look at some frequency plots of popular music songs. You'll notice that even though they are vastly different songs, they have one thing in common. There is a considerable downward slope in the frequency response in all of them. Music often de-emphasizes high-frequency content and emphasizes low frequencies. This is consistent with a number of studies that have been conducted in the past, which led to the equal loudness contours, stating that humans generally are very perceptive in the high-mid frequency range, and low-frequency content needs considerably more power to be perceived as equally loud. So for something to sound even to the human ear, there must be an inverse relationship between frequency and level. Over the years, this has changed a little. Currently, pop music dictates for every doubling in frequency or octave, the sound should be 4.5 decibels quieter, which is why when we go back to our frequency plots of popular music and enable a -4.5 decibel slope for the visualizer, we end up with an even looking frequency response. Equipped with all this information, a great way to internalize this -4.5 decibel slope and train your ears to listen for it is by mixing against noise for a few projects. I've added the tilted noise we're using in this example to the files included with this video, so you can try it out on your own songs. The technique goes as follows. Place the noise sample in your project as an audio track. Now, unroute it from your master track and route it out directly through an output on your interface, so it doesn't have your master effects on it. Then, set every fader in your project except the noise to -infinite decibels. And copy the clip for the entire length of your song. Now, listen to your project and fade in elements while the noise is playing until you can just about hear them. There it is. I can recognize it as a hi-hat now. Leave the fader where it is, mute the track in the mixer, and move on to the next one. I've advanced to the point where I've set up all of my faders against the noise. What remains is to mute the noise and unmute everything else. If you've done it correctly, you should now have a very good starting point for a mix that you can add your own flavor to. You'll notice the noise mix has a lot more bass than my mix. I chose to have less bass overall, so I could have a more well-defined drum kit. In the noise mix, the bass is clearly interfering with the kick drum. By no means should you keep doing this forever. The reasoning here is that at some point you will have internalized this knowledge and you will start mixing to this slope automatically. And that's it for this video. We hope you enjoyed our introduction to levels and mixing, and that this video will give you a head start on learning how to mix in FL Studio. As always, remember to check the video info for segments, any relevant manual or video links, and the example projects used in this video. Welcome. In this series, we'll introduce you to basic mixing terms and techniques to set you on the right track for your future music production. We'll show you how we went from this to this. Check the video info for an index if you want to skip parts. This time, equalizers, when, where, and how to use them.
Doesn't matter, I think I do what you got. guide you home when you're all alone and you need somebody. I could be the one you call when you get a fever rush and you need somebody. Pictures on my head won't let me forget. Won't you get closer, closer? Heart spinning over you. Won't you make a move? Won't you move closer, closer? Heart, let me be the one you call when you're all alone and you need somebody. Wanna be the one you see instead of in your memory. Right here with me. I know how you feel it. I know that you feel it, feel it.
Following in the footsteps of the hugely popular BB Tube saturator in the Magma plugin series, we present the Magma Tube channel strip, giving you all the warm, silky smooth and expensive sounding qualities you expect from a traditional hardware channel, but evolved. From the ground up, Magma Channel was designed to give you the finest in-the-box tube tone shaper and dynamics processor we've ever made. With Magma Channel, mixing is now as easy as 1, 2, 3. In this video, I'm going to show you how Magma's broad 3 EQ bands, streamlined compressor with 2 flavours, expander gate, and signature Magma input drive may very well be the first choice palette of analog sounds you'll ever need to make any element in your mix feel bigger and bolder with character, colour, and control. Let's start by adding some shape to a drum mix using the drive to add closeness and loudness, the EQ to add focus and sweetness, and the compressor to add impact and control. Starting with the drive, let's increase this, listen for the extra character we can bring out in the drums. If we want extra heat out of the drive, we can increase the input sensitivity with the screw here. Back the drive off slightly, add some sweetness into the drums with the high EQ band. And let's get some extra impact and power down the low end by increasing the bass. The 4. Let's now dial in the compressor to get a fuller, more controlled sound. Getting a great drum sound with Magma Channel is just that easy. 1, 2, through. Now the compressor, it's a straightforward affair. You just twist it in, use your ear, and you're all set. And you have two flavors to choose from. You have the default mode, which you just heard there, and you've got the smash option. Let's put the compressor into smash, twist it in, and take a listen to how explosive we can make this room channel sound. Dialing in gentle layers of glue through to really strong, aggressive compression and everything in between, the compressor in Magma Channel has you covered. Next, let me show you just how easy it is to get a tighter sound and more focus using the expanded gate. We've got the kick and snare channels here. I've already got some drive, EQ and compression going. Let's twist in the expander and reduce some of the spill in these mics. Next, let me show you how easy it is to dial in the perfect mid-range in the Magma Channel. In addition to being able to boost and cut the mid-range, like you can with the high and the bass, you get an extra control for choosing the frequency position between 100 Hz and 5K. Now the EQ in the Magma Channel is so incredibly musical, you don't need to worry about the numbers. Simply trust your ears and follow your instincts. Let me show you how easy it is to use the mid-band to de-muddy an acoustic guitar recording. First, boost some mids, and then sweep the frequency until you really start to pronounce the mid-range you don't need. So it's about there, and then cuts. Okay, let's bring in some electric guitars and use the high-pass filter, drive and EQ to dial in some better separation between these two styles of guitar. Let's set the high-pass, wind in some drive. And let's get extra edge and definition out of these guitars by increasing the highs and playing around with the mid-band. Let's try a darker sound. And lighter. Before. Next, let me show you what Magma Channel can do for a lead vocal. And let's follow the recipe I've been showing you throughout this video. 1, let's add some drive, balance the output. 2, dial in some EQ for extra focus and definition. And 3, use some compression to get some attitude and impact.
Don't let the left hand know. Don't let the left hand know. Don't let the left hand know what the right hand doing. Don't raise your head above the parapet, 'cause that will risk a ruin.
Now the Magma Channel strip is also a fantastic tool to reach for when working on backing vocal submixes. Let me show you how you can dial in a different vibe on the backing vocals to contrast the lead vocal.
Don't let the left hand know.
What these backing vocals need to be is slightly edgier. So I'm going to work backwards on this one. I'm going to dial in the compressor to glue all those voices together, then the EQ to dial in the contrast that I'm looking for, and maybe a touch of drive as well to bring out extra attitude. Starting with the compressor, let's put it in smash mode for extra aggression.
Don't let the left hand know.
Let's bring out some fizz, bite with the mid-bands.
Don't let the left hand know.
And some drive to get extra weight and interest.
Don't let the left hand know. Don't let the left hand know what the right hand doing. Don't raise your head above the parapet.
Okay, let's zoom out. Take a listen to the full mix with the Magma Tube channel strip strapped across every key element in the mix. Listen to how the music simply comes alive with amazing separation, character, warmth, and a vibrancy that, until the Magma Tube channel strip plugin, was only really achievable with the use of real boutique analog gear.
Don't let the left hand know what the right hand doing. Don't raise your head above the parapet, 'cause that will rest our wood. Don't let the left hand know what the right hand's doing. Keep your breathing low, just stay incognito in the shadowlands.
And there you have it, Magma Channel bringing you back to a simpler way of mixing music. You've got no numbers to agonise over, no real metering to worry about either, no. This is all about getting great sounding results quickly, without hassle or hesitation. For more information on the Magma Tube channel strip, and to try this for yourself in your next mix, visit waves.com/Magma Channel.
Whoever knew there ain't a method to the madness here. I spoke a vision, bring the drama to the atmosphere. I spit decisions like an atom, then I'm out of here. I'm only speaking on the matter, and that's why I'm saying.
What's up, everybody? I'm David.
Hey, everybody, I'm Rubber Sun, and together we are Barrels and Sun.
We're back at it again.
That's right. Today we're cooking out the home spot.
That's right, the home studio. Today we're gonna draw inspiration from the good times, man. We're talking the golden era, the boom bap era of hip hop.
That's right. We're gonna be moving from the late 80s till about 96 with it.
And along the way, we're gonna show you
10 hip hop tricks to show you how to access the holy temple of the boom bap.
To start things off,
okay.
What's your top 5? Give me your top 5 favorite boom bap albums of all time.
That's a hard one, but I'm gonna have to go like this. First and foremost, let's say Midnight Marauders, Tribe Called Quest.
Yes.
36 Chambers, Wu-Tang. Daily Operation, Gangstar, for sure. Ready to Die, Notorious B.I.G.
Of course.
And then, of course, we're gonna do Onyx, Back the up for sure.
So you wild, huh?
Rowdy.
Okay. All right, my top 5, I got this. I got Liquid Swords, Jizza, AZ, Do or Die.
Of course.
Redman, There Is a Dark Side.
The joint with the red cover.
The red CD.
Yeah.
The red CD. I got Mobb Deep, The Infamous, Nas, It Was Written.
Over Illmatic, bro?
Come on, man, go ahead. It's my list. This is my list. What's your list? Let us know your top 5 favorite boom bap golden era albums.
Hit us in the comments below.
Also, be sure to like and subscribe.
Sub.
To keep up with all the latest news, tips, tricks, and more.
From Waves Audio.
That's right. So we're gonna get into the boom bap.
Let's go.
So what's the foundation of boom bap?
Drums, bro.
I'm gonna open up the CR8 sampler. We're gonna start by finding an old school break. And then right inside CR8, you open up Cosmos, which is the AI-powered sample finder. And basically, it scans your whole computer, tags every sound, every loop, every one shot, puts them all in one place. It helps keep all your samples organized.
Man, you got like over 10,000 samples up here, bro.
Too many samples. I'm gonna select drum. Let's go with loop. Let's go with break.
Okay.
Let's go old school.
All right, now let's see what we got. I like this one.
And then to get it into CR8, you just double click it. And now we're gonna chop out 3 elements. First, we'll grab this kick, bring the start point over, assign it to my pads. And then we got the kick here. Gonna chop out that snare, put it on my pad. Then last thing, we're gonna get the hi-hat. And then basically we chop out a basic rhythm and get it started. You ready? Basic rhythm?
Yeah, man, but the only thing that's killing me is the velocity on that hi-hat.
This is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna take one of these modulators, change it to sequence.
Okay.
Sync it, set the rate. Then I'm gonna draw 4 steps.
Okay.
And then on the first one, I'm gonna bring this one all the way up. All right? I'm gonna create these steps. So on the next one, we'll go a little less. On the third one, a little less.
You're gonna give it that breathing.
That's gonna give it that breathing. So on this last one, I'll take this up just a little bit. All right? We'll drag the mod onto the volume of the hi-hat, dial it up, Check this out, ready?
Yeah, now I'm starting to get the feels with it. Let's go. Now, one of the things that defines boom bap is the layering of the drum.
We're gonna layer the drums right inside the sampler, and we're gonna put these right next to the break samples. So I'm gonna go to my collection of drum machine samples. We're gonna go to the TR-808.
Okay.
Add a couple kicks from that. So we'll take first this bass drum 1.
And grab that sub 808 too while you at it.
Exactly. Let's go to the ASR-10. Go to the ASR-10 and we'll grab a snare.
Okay, so you're gonna blend all the different machines together.
Yep. And then another classic, the SP-1200. I'm gonna grab a couple hi-hats from this. And then I'm gonna tap out almost the same pattern.
Okay.
This time I'm gonna add a little accent to it. You know what I mean? Add a little accent.
Okay. Yeah, you need that double kick for that 90s feel.
So what we're gonna do now is run the chop breaks and the drum machine samples through this plug-in chain. This is the Boom Bap Drums plug-in chain.
And if you produce boom bap or classic hip hop, this is definitely a must grab for you.
We included the macros for you. You dial this up if you need to remove any boxiness in the drums. You also got the other macro here to clean up the top end, and both are connected to the Q10.
We also got the SSL G comp to gel it all together, add a little bit of that SSL thump.
We also added the Samplex by Beat Skills. And this is a plugin that emulates the sound of vintage samplers. And we set this up to emulate the vibe of the ASR-10 classic drum machine. And that specs out at 30 kilohertz, 16 bits. So you use this macro to dial up that vibe. The other thing I like about using CR8 and Studio Rack is collaborating across different DAWs.
Definitely, because I'm on Logic, you're on Ableton.
Exactly, so that way we can still send each other the same kids and the same preset chains.
Facts.
So it lines up.
So on the chain, we also got the knock and the thump knobs right here, which are connected to Smack Attack and the Pewee Tech EQ under the hood.
Pewee Tech.
And the Pewee Tech.
Pewee Tech.
Pewee Tech.
And then last thing on this chain, we created a parallel split. And this is set up to do a little New York style compression with the API 2500 and then the Manny EQ.
So here's the before and after with the Boom Bap Drum plug-in chain. So for the sample, bro. I'm thinking about something that, you know, something jazzy, something chill.
How about an acoustic piano?
Okay, I'm down with that. What you got? But we can't just leave it like that. There's nothing static about the boom bap. We gotta move it.
Indeed. So we'll lay it across the pads.
Okay.
Chop it up.
Get to the chopper.
Now you can use these transient markers right here. These are gonna help you line up the chop points. I'm gonna turn on soft mono here. It's gonna turn off or choke the previous sample when I trigger the next one. Check it out.
All right, so let's bang out those chops over the beats, man.
Let's go. All right, so after we lay down the chops, we're gonna run it through this next plug-in chain.
This is the Boom Bap sample chain.
One of the highlights of this chain, the vinyl knob right here, giving you the crackle and the clicks via Abbey Road vinyl.
On the light edition.
Check it out, if you listen to it, it also breathes in time with the beat. You see right here with the one pumper after it.
Now we're getting some movements, not just sitting there static.
Right, right. And we also included the stop effects knob, which is connected to another instance of Abbey Road Vinyl.
We also got the AM radio dial here. Don't forgetting that retro warp and wobble. The more to the right you go, the more filtered it gets.
You also got the delay here, and we set this to give delay throws with CLA Epic. Now check it out. All you gotta do is turn it up on the parts you want to throw.
So you can just hit those on the fly anytime.
Then up top here, you have this boxy macro assigned to the F6 to keep any muddiness or boxiness under control, like this.
So the last thing that we did for the arrangement was add a few additional samples, and this is a pack called Passive Hues by Pelham Jr.
So we grouped all those samples together, and we ran them through the boom bap sample chain. Here's a before and after on that.
So right next to the drums, the most important thing in boom bap is the bass line, that which holds it down.
The trick with the bass and boom bap is to accentuate the drums, you know, make an addictive bass line.
Yeah, but something that's not too complicated either.
I got this patch right here I created with the Element Virtual Analog Synth.
I like that.
It's pretty much a deep sub sine wave with a touch of the square wave mixed in for that mid-range. I dropped it to mono, smoothed out the attack. Gave it some distortion. Filtered off the highs and the lows a little bit. And then after that, I added a little tube. We were cranking up the drive, saturating it.
Okay, give it more of that griminess right there.
Yep, more presence with the drums.
All right, bro, so give it to me with the drums so I can finish writing these lyrics, bro. All right, bro, I'm about ready to put some balls in this, man. What you saying?
All right, check this out. Boom bap.
Yep.
We're not going with the condenser.
No?
58.
Okay.
So for the boom bap, we're going with the 58. If you struggle with getting a good sound out of a dynamic handheld microphone, like a 58, 57, something like that,
make sure you get this plug-in chain.
That's right. This is the Boom Bap 58 vocal plug-in chain. And it does everything from removing noise in the room, to cleaning up the vocals, to removing problem frequencies, you know, that you typically get from a dynamic microphone. It also has the macros to color while you record. And we're gonna use this in real time, man. So you ready?
Let's go.
Let's go. Don't come
Some nights I contemplate this life, like what's the meaning if the price ain't right? These lost days where we can't see sight, see it's the righteous hype. Slide off the high breeze, yeah they ain't with pipes. G money, new jacks off the rocks, they hype. Slight chance to advance under pale moonlights. I do the devil's dance, burn loose for finance. Now what's the dealings? All block, we in the building for proof. Off the roof like Bishop and Juice. Chest moves, bulletproof, visualize the whole truth. Jewels between my mind that define my youth. Now I'm a grown man, strictly legacy and loot. Whoever knew there ain't a method to the madness here. I spark the vision, bring the drama to the atmosphere. I split decision like an adder, then I'm out of here. I'm only speaking on the matter, and that's why I'm saying.
All right, so real quick, to break down this plug-in chain, we got the NS1 to remove the room noise. Here's what the room sounds like, by the way. So they can just knock that up.
And we're good to go.
Next, you got the low and the high controls to roll off the low end, entertain those upper mids, and also DS the highest with the F6.
Meaning if the price ain't right, these lost days where we can't see sight, see it's the righteous hype. Slide off the high breeze, yeah they ain't with pipes. Meaning if the price ain't right, these lost days where we can't see sight, see it's the righteous hype. Slide off the high breeze, yeah they ain't with pipes.
And then the CLA 76 here to catch those peaks, followed by the Manning Triple D to take care of any boxiness or that harshness you typically get from a dynamic handheld mic.
Some nights I contemplate this life, like what's the meaning if the price ain't right? Some nights I contemplate this life, like what's the meaning if the price ain't right?
The Manning EQ is connected to the color control, which you can use to brighten and add more presence.
Some nights I contemplate this life, like what's the meaning if the price ain't right? These lost days where we can't see sight, see it's the righteous hype. Slide off the high breeze, yeah they ain't with pipes.
Then we made this parallel split. We ran the vocal through the Magma BB tubes for a little lift with a little tube saturation.
Some nights I contemplate this life, like what's the meaning if the price ain't right? These lost days where we can't see sight, see it's the righteous hype. Slide off the high breeze, yeah they ain't with pipes.
And then the other split goes to CLA Epic, which is controlled by these last four knobs for your slap delay, delay throw, small reverb, which is a room, and a large plate reverb. All right, so here's the before and after with the boom bap dynamic vocal mic plug-in chain.
Some nights I contemplate this life, like what's the meaning if the price ain't right? These lost days where we can't see sight, see it's the righteous hype. Slide off the high breeze, yeah they ain't with pipes. G money, new jacks off the rocks, they hype. Slight chance to advance under pale moonlights. I do the devil's dance, burn loose for finance. Now what's the dealings? All block, we in the building for proof. Off the roof like Bishop and Juice. Chest moves, bulletproof, visualize the whole truth. Jewels between my mind that define my youth. Now I'm a grown man, strictly legacy and loot. I said, wait, see that's the cost of a bad decision. And if you take the chance, then you need to listen. Take the time to open your eyes from the tunnel.
Wait, hold up.
What's up, y'all?
When you're coming in on a punch, it sounds like two different people.
Yeah, I got you. I need to leave better than a punch.
Here's a little trick for doing punch-ins for you guys at home. What you want to do is open a new track. I'm going to have you record on this new track. And all I want you to do is come in a little earlier.
Okay, I got you.
Than the actual punch spot. I mean, that way, the tone will match.
We can have the same energy, same vibe going.
Exactly. It'll sound seamless. Ready?
All right, let's go.
Make that kick to the feds, roll it up in the place. My man Dredd caught one in the face. I said, wait. See, that's the cost of a bad decision. And if you take the chance, then you need to listen. Take the time to free your mind from the tunnel vision. So what's the mission on deck? We still hustle for the bad, but now we move respect. Real lives cross the line, and there's a cause and effect. See, it's the truth in every ball. They got you ball in your neck. And it was shooting for the stars, got us out of the depths.
All right, good. So once we catch that, what I'm gonna do is go back and take out that part leading up to the punch. And now when we play it back,
Make that kick to the feds, rolled up in the place. My man Dredd caught one in the face. I said, wait. See, that's the cost of a bad decision. And if you take the chance, then you need to listen. Take the time to free your mind from the tunnel vision.
And it's seamless. Sounds like a solid take. All right, bro, so we're gonna need an extra texture, something that runs throughout the track, you know, keep it more interesting.
What you want to do? Talk to me, man. Talk to me.
You know, like in electronic relaxation, they
Try
got,
it?
they got that little bling, bling, bling sound going on.
Oh, you want the bling,
Bling, bling, bling. Yeah.
That's a sample, by the way.
Let's check it out. Who is it? Ah, it's Ramsey Lewis on the keys. I see.
Ain't no Ramsey Lewis. Not any vocals. But after listening to the original sample, it does sound like a vocals.
Yeah, it does.
So this is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna pull up the Electric 88, and then I'm gonna go like this. Watch this.
Okay.
And then I'm gonna use Smack Attack to smooth out the attack of it. Then we'll throw H delay on it, going at an 8 speed.
I see where you're going.
And then I'm gonna send the output of this track to a new track and record on that. So check it out. Then I'm gonna take this new recording, drag it into CR8. We'll hit up the start point, assign it to the pads. Let's filter it off a little bit more with the cutoff. I'm gonna keep it on classic mode, but I am gonna bring up the pitch and speed a little bit with the tune. Check it out. All right, one more thing we'll do is add another instance of H delay after CR8.
Yeah, man, there ain't no life without H delay, bro.
So when we trigger this with the beat now,
there we go. We still need a vocal sample, bro. You know, like how in Nas it ain't hard to tell, it got that yeah pumping behind them?
Yeah! We're gonna open up Cosmos, search for the vocal one-shots. What are we gonna type in?
Yeah. Something more sharp. You gonna take this one?
No.
All right.
I'll load it into CR8, copy it onto 2 pads. And then on this first one, I'm gonna bring the start point over. And then I'll use the second one to trigger the yeah. Then I'm gonna draw a little slope right here, because you know I was gonna draw a little slope.
You gotta have them happy slopes, bro.
Gonna give it a little pitch rise to it.
So when we added it to the track, we used the boom bap sample chain to give it a touch of vinyl to it.
We're writing a couple of delays.
And let's hear it with the track, man. Yeah. You ever notice how in the 90s boom bap, like everything was minimal?
Yeah.
But it still sounded full, like it was just swelling and busting out the speakers and whatnot?
Speakers, yeah. So here's a way to achieve that. This is a rear bus technique, a trick coined by Andrew Sheps, all right? And it's basically parallel compressing the whole mix minus the drums. What you want to do is create a new aux or return. I'm going to call it the rear bus. And then what I'm going to do is send everything to this bus. So we're going to send my samples group, and the bass, and then the vocals. Now you want to use a fast, FET style compressor for this. And you want to set it up in dual mono. So in the rear bus, I've got a Studio Rack mono stereo component where I created a parallel split with 2 CLA76 compressor. I've got the splits pinned independently left and right. Here's what it sounds like by itself.
It all started with a shaking for papes, ducking shots, running blocks on chase. Flip the scales just to make that kick. To the feds rolled up in the place. My man Dread caught.
So here it's only the instruments and the vocals. Now both compressors are set with a ratio of 4, but the attack and releases have slightly different settings between them, and that's going to create a sense of swelling and add a feeling to the whole mix. And since we're sending everything but the drums to it, the vocals are going to be the loudest thing to hit the compressor now.
That's right.
So watch and listen as I dial it up from 0. Check it out.
It all started with a shaking for papes, ducking shots, running blocks on chase. Flip the scales just to make that kick. To the feds rolled up in the place. My man Dread caught one in the face. I said, wait.
I'm not even hitting the compressors that hard, look. It's about -3 to -5 dB of gain reduction right there. Not a lot, but you heard the difference. So one way to check the mix, make sure it sounds good any way you take it, is to check it on different speakers. And an even better thing to do is check it in a professionally treated environment.
Now this room is cool, man. I love this room, but it's not a hit factory though.
You hating on my room. It ain't a hit
love the
factory.
room,
It's
yeah.
not. It gets the job done. But this is what we're gonna do. We're gonna check the mix now in a top dollar, professionally treated, state-of-the-art facility in New York City.
This is the last trick, so I'm figuring either Waves is gonna fly us out to New York, or we're gonna do something cheesy and scripted.
We're going super cheesy. We're here in Germano Studios, home of the Hit Factory NYC.
Just like what I thought, super cheesy.
Kinda, yeah. Countless hits were made here. In terms of the boom bap, we're talking Biggie's Ready to Die, Nas, It Was Written,
Definitely.
The Miseducation of Lauryn Hill, just to name a few. This plugin puts you right in the same control room.
Through the headphones. So what we're gonna do right now, everybody got headphones at home, put them on.
We're gonna use the SSL EV2 channel and Abbey Road vinyl. Send the mix off with a boom bap vibe on the master, while inside NX Germano. We're gonna start out with the patented Germano acoustic speakers.
Some nights I contemplate this life, like what's the meaning if the price ain't right? These lost days though we can't see sight, see us to right.
All right, but we need to bring it down on the snare a bit.
Yeah, they aim with pipes, G money, new jacks off the rock, stay hype. Slide jeans to advance on the pair of lights, I do the devil's dance.
Can add a little bit more brightness overall.
We get the builder for truth, off the roof like Bishop and Juice. Chest moves bulletproof, visualize the whole truth. Jewels between my mind that define my youth. Now I'm a grown man, strictly legacy and loot.
All right, then we're gonna switch to the NS10s.
The man is here, let's fuck the vision.
Give me more of those vocals too, while we at it.
Adam, then I'm out of here. I'm only speaking on the matter, and that's why I'm saying. See, this is real lifestyle, but you ain't know. You wanna be live card.
And then you got the Exegy 4-way speakers.
Yeah, I mean the big speakers, yo. Give me some more of that bottom. I mean, make the room shake.
But then you realize in due time you can't take it when you go. It all started with a shaking for pace. Ducking shots, running blocks on chase. Hit the scale since to make that cake. Till the feds rolled up with it.
You can also move the position control around. It just gives you a different perspective from different angles of the room.
And you also got that old school analog phone right there, just in case, you know.
Call it front desk.
Order some pizzas, man.
And using the different speakers in the room will make your mix translate better across different systems.
We actually listened to a few of our favorite boom bap albums through the NX Germano.
We left a link to the playlist in the description below.
And we listened to them side by side with our own mix.
Right, and all you need to do is route your browser through an internal mixer or something like SoundGrid Studio,
which you can download for free.
That's right, that's right. And doing this is gonna give you that confidence that what you're sending out is on point. Well, there you go, guys. 10 boom bap mixing and production secrets.
That's right.
Hope you had a lot of fun doing this.
I know I had fun. Yeah, I mean, it was really dope doing the throwback on this one.
Definitely, definitely. Make sure you guys check the link in the description below.
That's right.
Because we left you with the plug-in chains.
And of course, you got the presets that you just saw in the video.
That's right. Make sure you download those. And if you want to learn even more, be sure to head over to waves.com/boombap.
Definitely do that, but before you go over there,
hit subscribe.
Sub.
Hit that subscribe button.
That's right.
Keep up with all the latest news, tips, tricks, more from Waves Audio.
And until next time, thank you for watching.
See, this is real lifestyle, but you ain't know. You wanna be live, cars, lost stacks, and on show. This is real lifestyle, but you ain't know. But then you realize in due time you can't take it when you go.
Hello, welcome to the February 24th, 2023 Club Cubase live stream. My name is Greg Gundo, and I'm the host of the live stream. And if you've not attended a live stream before, how it works is you can either submit questions in advance to clubcubase@stanford.de, or you could simply ask your questions in the live chat field. When asking questions, it's always helpful if we could indicate which level of Cubase that you're running, whether it's Cubase LE, AI, Elements, Artist, or Pro, which version numbers, if it's 10, 5, 11, or 12. and which operating system running. So it's Mac OS or Windows. That information is always helpful. Realize that we will have a lot of questions that I won't be able to answer in a real-time manner. So if you see, if you don't get an immediate response to your question, realize that I'm spending 3 or 4 hours trying to catch up with all of the questions. So if we could refrain from repeating the same questions over and over, that would be appreciated. And we should have all the topics in the live stream that are covered today indexed with timestamps and pinned to the top of the comments field, so you can look there. If you wanted to search for topics that have been covered in previous live streams, you could go to cubaseindex.com and you want to give Jan special thanks for all of his help in creating that website. We also have 2 people in the community that serve as moderators, Agent K and Jazz Dude. We want to give a special thanks to them for all their efforts. They're not Steinberg employees, they just do it to make it a better community. Also, we want to thank Jazz Dude for all of his work with the Cubase Nation Discord. So it's a wonderful resource of information that's available to the Steinberg community. Once again, my name is Greg Undo. I work as basically as a product specialist focusing on Steinberg products for Yamaha Corporation of America. And I'm based in the U.S. and I'm presenting from outside of Washington, D.C. area in Alexandria, Virginia. If you are watching this live, please feel free to introduce yourself and tell us where you're from. And even if you're watching it on the replay, you could do that as well. It's always fascinating to see where people are from. All right, so we will go ahead and get started. All right, so we see Val Lee had already has hit the like button. He was number 13. We see Captain Energy Music. All right. And we see Captain Energy Music just indicating that he's deeply involved with the new Hallion and loving it. Might be his favorite VST synth. So yeah, I think the guys hit it out of the park with it. Okay, so we have from DDP Music. First question. If a plugin offers to install a VST3 plus VST2 and VST, do I need them all or just VST3 is better? Can I safely delete all the VST duplicates? Thanks. So generally the VST3 version would be the one that you would want to have installed on your particular project. So, you know, unless there's a specific need, and I can't really think of an instance, like maybe for project compatibility, if there is features in the VST2 version, it's not in the VST3. It's generally the other way around, where the VST3 has more capabilities that you might want to keep it. But if I had a choice, like I haven't installed a VST2 plugin in a long time. If I have the option of just doing VST3, I just install VST3 only. So that's what I would do. All right, wonderful to see Mark Winslow wishing aloha to everyone from Hawaii. All right, wonderful. Great to see Robbie Bowling from Dallas, Texas. We have Matt Elston from London. We have Benny checking in from Sweden. We see Jazz Dude on. All right, we see Peter checking in from Montreal. And just a quick reminder, next Tuesday's live stream will be the last of the month, and we will be doing our normal live stream, a 2-hour live stream followed by a normal Zoom meetup. So we'll have the Zoom link available in the next live stream. Okay, so we see a question from Patrick, who asked, Greg, on Key Editor, I have some piano 16th notes on note C for 4 bars long. I thought I would like to make them go up vertically, like they make them sound like a roll. Is it possible? All right, so let's take a quick look, see if we could recreate that. Okay, so let's just put in some 16th notes here. Okay. So I think if you have them all in, we could, say, okay, I want to take from there, go up, go over, so we could shift, double click, and then arrow up, shift, double click, arrow up, etc. So you could do it kind of like that. One thing that, you could do is if you grab the draw tool and just grab the paint brush, if you just wanted to come here and just kind of paint in notes, you could do it like that. And you can say, okay, I want to, at this point, just do a scale correction. So you say, okay, I want this to be in E major and quantize the pitches. And now we could, as we do this, just kind of, so, if we select just the paintbrush tool, try just doing something like that, and now quantize pitches, and you could just, draw in particular runs like that. You could also, as we want to do this, let's say if we put it into step input mode, I could say I just want to put in 16th notes, and let's say we'll snap our live input. So, and we activate, let's say, our bar right here. So I could just go across my MIDI controller, and then, if you wanted to at that point quantize pitches or have this snap live MIDI input. So you could try those things, Patrick, to kind of get it done quickly, as opposed to, if it's everything is just inputted as 16th notes, you'd have to kind of move those, but there's no way to, say, do it ascending and keep it in scale. We can keep it in scale, but you might be best just to kind of start off with just kind of, drawing notes in with maybe the paintbrush tool, and then quantizing accordingly using the scale assistant. All right, so we see a question in Nectar from Isotope. There's a digital and optical setting for compression. Some say it's the best compression on vocals. Anything similar in Cubase? So once you go to the different dynamics plugins, so let's say if we just go to the channel strip here, and let's say if you go to your tube compressor, and you'll have those same types of flavors, or if you wanted to go to your vintage compressors, I think this might be more of the optical, if memory serves. I could be wrong in that, but I would just try between the vintage and the tube compressors, and you could get those same flavors. All right, so we have Alexander Plasko saying hi. Okay, so we have a question from Val Lee. Says, I have preferences set to open events in the lower zone while keeping that setting. Is it possible with a key command to open a MIDI event in the key window? So yeah, all you have to do is, when you come over, just hit like Control or Command plus the letter E. So let's say if I'm here, so we could double click and see it in the lower zone. But if we want to hit like Control or Command E, we could have that set up to automatically go to the upper zone. So you go to Preferences, to Editors, and you can say open editor commands, open editors in a window. So we can say double click opens and say open editor commands. We could just say open in window. And that way when you hit Command or Control plus E, that will just open it up in a standalone window. All right, wonderful to see Chris Hallam checking in from Athens, Georgia. Okay, so we see a question from Patrick. Greg, is it possible to arrange tracks with Project Logical Editor? If it's possible, show us. I know how to do it with the arranger track. I'm curious to know whether it's possible or not. So, I don't know. I think if we have the arranger tracks, if it's with the arranger track that you're seeking, what we could do is just come over. I think I have a project. Okay. So once we're here, and if it's for kind of working with the particular arranger track, so let's say if we have our arranger track just kind of laid out for us here, to work with the arranger track, I don't think that the Project Logical Editor, would really be involved with the arranger track. But let's see if we, it's kind of handled on the track itself, but I'll just take a quick look, see what we could do with the, if we wanted to say the container type is, or the media type, let's see if the arranger, so we could rename selected events, but it's not going to necessarily create the arranger events. So I think, we could say, okay, if the arranger event is selected, we could come over here and say, okay, I want to, change the position on the arranger track. So, if I wanted to, if we had a particular arranger event selected, we could do stuff like maybe move the arranger event by time. So let's say, okay, I want to add, 2 bars. So now if I come over here, yeah, so, the Project Logical Editor doesn't have too much interaction with the arranger track. So, all right, so we see Luke Steen says, hi, Greg, I'm from Belgium, I'm a big fan, so thanks for joining us today. All right, and we have Jovanovic 3D checking in from Slovenia. Thanks for joining us today. All right, so we see, is there an upgrade price from Halion SE to Halion 7, or do we have to pay the full price? Is there a difference between Halion Sonic SE3 and Halion Sonic 3? So we can think of the SE as being the starter edition. So Halion Sonic SE3 was the program that was bundled directly with Cubase. So, when we were working with that and we wanted to, so there's a Halion Sonic SE3, think of starter edition for SE, that came with Cubase. There was a Halion Sonic 3, which offered a broader library and more capabilities, and then you had Halion 6. So this has kind of been changed to make it a little simpler, so we're kind of in the transition. So there's now a Halion Sonic 7, which is free to use, and you could purchase additional sounds. And then there's Halion 7. So Halion Sonic 7 is basically replacing Halion Sonic SE3. Now, since Halion Sonic SE3 was part of Cubase and wasn't sold separately, as opposed to like Halion Sonic, which was like $200, there's no direct upgrade path since you didn't buy anything to upgrade from other than what was included with Cubase. So there's no direct upgrade path, so you'd have to buy it separately. But if you had Halion Sonic 3, not Halion Sonic SE, the free version, then you could do a discounted upgrade to Halion 7. I know it's a little confusing. All right, so we see Dave Hoden checking in from Denton, Texas. All right, so we see that Uno Momento, it's minus 5 degrees centigrade, calm and great skiing weather in Finland. Thanks for joining us. We have Mark Ludmer. Wonderful to see Mark Ludmer checking in from Grand Rapids, Michigan. Hope you're doing well. And we have Keys for Life, Pradeep checking in from India. We have Soren. Okay. Wonderful to see Michael Pierce. All right. So you see PZ136 says, apart from all the issues, my UR824, my Groove Agent content is missing. I'm not one for ranting, but did you get my email for my support tickets? I did see the email, and I didn't get a chance to send it out. It's been kind of an extraordinarily busy week with other work responsibilities. But check to make sure that, you know, which Groove Agent content, like if you go to the, you know, if you go to, let's say let me know, PZ136, if you see it in the Steinberg Library Manager. So if you open that up and go to Groove Agent, do you see the content here? Also, did you recently upgrade? So maybe the content wasn't upgraded from previous, the previous licensing system with the e-licenser to the new Steinberg licensing. And also, if you could let me know which content sets or no content sets are showing up. All right, so we see Bruce Bruton checking in from a rainy Simi Valley, California. All right, we have Stefan from Sweden. And we see from the Heartbreak Time Machine that it is from Sacktown where it's cold and windy. So we see from Patrick, said, Greg, I sent you my music. Have you listened to it? What's your thought? So I thought it sounded really good. I just kind of listened to it quickly on my phone, and I was going to listen to it on my desktop computer with my speakers, but the Facebook Messenger just kind of kept cycling over and over again. So if you have a chance maybe to share an MP3, if you want to email me or a link to an MP3 so I could listen to it on something besides my phone, that would be great, Patrick. But I thought it sounded good. What I had heard on my phone sounded really nice. Congratulations. All right, so we have a question. Can I put different MIDI clips to one MIDI instrument like lanes and use the comp tool? All right, so let's take a look. I'll just copy this event. So we're just going to come over here and let's open up lanes. So now I just kind of had copied these different events, and let's come over here. And so when we want to do editing, you know, we could just use the comp tool on different lanes, just like so. So once we kind of click, we could just say, okay, as we select different events, we could do comping on MIDI tracks. Now, when you want to record in this manner, go to the MIDI record mode, and you probably want to say, you could do stacked recording. So as if we wanted to, let's say while we're doing cycled MIDI recording, I'll just do a quick recording directly here. And I'll just put it into a quick cycle. Sorry about that. All right. Didn't like my MIDI note I played. Okay, so we'll just put this into a quick cycle record, and we'll show you how we could set this up. So we'll say so we're just going to put it into a stacked record mode. So we'll come here. Just reset my audio connections, make sure it's set up correctly. Okay, so we'll put it into cycle. So I'll start playing kind of high notes. So when we look at this, we can now, so let me just set my record mode here. All right, so we'll just say into stacked mode and hit record. So at this point, it's just like we're comping audio. Come grab the hands. I want that part of that take, that part of that take, and you're good to go. So once again, just put your MIDI record mode here. Switch that probably to stacked and do cycle recording, and then you should be able to comp it just like you do audio. Right, my chat field has jumped on me. All right. All right, so we have Brian Sawyer checking in from Beulahville, North Carolina. Thanks for being on. We have John Barry from Old England. Okay, so we see, hi Greg, is there a way to link both project window and mixing window? I've hid some tracks in the project window, but it's appearing in the mixing window, consuming more times to do in both and always in both solutions. So let's say I have my project window here. We'll go to visibility, and we have a whole folder here at the end. We'll see like the tracks labeled audio 01 through audio 08. So I'm going to hide these here. And there's a little setting if you click here where you could sync the project and mix console. And this is for the views. So I'm going to activate that. So when I go to my mix console now, my audio 1 through 8 is also hidden. Let's come back, activate that, and we'll get